Hi and hello and welcome to Going Over. I'm Corson Fred Slow. Alongside me is Van Nunley, and alongside him is For Sale Saleh Taylor. Welcome to the program, boys.
Good to be here. Good to be at my favorite place on the planet, Howie Sports Page.
Howie Sports. Oh, I was about to say it. God, beat me to it.
Howie Sports Page. I love being here. I love having a reason to put pants on. It's a good day.
You spent more time here recently since our partnership with Howie Sports Page.
He's literally wearing shorts.
Then you're wearing shorts,
yeah.
dude.
Long shorts.
Yeah, okay.
Pant shorts.
Just suspend disbelief.
He's
man.
wearing shants.
Because we partnered with Howie Sports Page and ism on pro wrestling watch parties and playing video games.
It's sweet. I love it. I'll do it every Monday for the rest of my life until football season.
And then we'll keep doing it then. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm loving it.
We'll mostly just watch football at that point.
Yeah, that point.
That's a really cool thing.
Stoked.
Looking forward to the
Football?
Seahawks, baby.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just proud.
Of what?
Seattle.
Hey, tell your Seahawks to watch out. Aaron Rodgers just signed a contract. I think he's about to start figuring it out.
The RA. Yeah, man.
Did he get $25 million?
They gave him $25 million.
25.
That's about $15 million too much, I think.
Damn it, dude. That's so much money.
You know how much ayahuasca $25 million can buy?
Some.
One.
All of it. You can buy the factory, I think.
Ayahuasca is produced in a factory?
Oh, God, there's no way.
I have limited knowledge.
You can buy the series of huts in the jungle where it's made.
And the boats to get them back and forth.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
The world of pro
And
wrestling.
the children who make it.
What? We're getting real.
Yeah. That's all. No, they make it. They definitely procure it. Children are part of the procurement part.
They don't let them do the hard science.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, the labor, the sweat work,
The grit.
the elbow grease for sure is from a child.
Yeah, the itty bitty elbow grease.
Before we get into professional wrestling.
Can't wait.
Oh, okay, please.
I know that we're heading there. Speaking of Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
the Sonics coming back or what?
They said they were.
It's been soft announced.
There we go.
It hasn't been hard announced.
Yeah, the way that SGA's second MVP was soft announced by Prime Video over the weekend.
Yes, it was.
I've been watching so much NBA recently. Like, the NBA playoffs is better than all things. Like, the NBA playoffs is so wildly good. And if you can
say that to a hockey fan's face.
As at the time of this recording, that Buffalo is playing, I think it's a game 7, right? It's
Sure.
Game 7 versus
Yeah, it is.
Montreal. And those fans, it's a Monday, time of this recording. They started this morning. Like,
Oh, you could tell when they were pre-gaming, they have been pre-gaming.
Yeah, we were Van and I were watching a little bit of coverage on it, and the TV, the thing that makes TV air, like the thing that whatever channel is broadcasting it, they're putting on is children committing violence against other children.
Yeah, they're beating like a karate dummy with a Canadians jersey on. I was like, that's how we raise our kids in Buffalo.
It's another Monday, Buffalo. Yeah. Feels right.
Well, they only get and I'm not exaggerating here, 90 days a year where it's not unbearable weather. Like, out of the 365 options of days.
They're the anti-Albuquerque.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I would hate for my entire identity to be how uncomfortable I am.
Yeah, I'm so tough. I can handle the worst weather ever.
You know what I hate?
And never decide to leave.
There are two things I hate in the world. Number one, comfortable weather. Number two, folding tables.
One layer of clothes. Screw that.
Now, question for you, Fred. How, continuing your thesis on how pro wrestling is all.
Yeah, it's everything.
With TKO and WWE superstars have been seen everywhere, from commercials to even ESPN segments.
Yeah, not MVP UFC fights over the weekend, but yes.
No. But how do you feel about the crossovers when you see superstars outside of the wrestling element in different mediums and different shows and whatnot?
It's the most important thing in the whole world. Was a stupid question.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's two things that sell wrestling better than anything else right now ever. Number one is the quote unquote mainstream crossover, except that we've talked about this before. We don't live in a monoculture anymore.
Mhm.
So there is no mainstream. What Cyndi Lauper was in the 80s, what Muhammad Ali was in the 80s, what all of Liberace was in the 80s, like
Okay.
well, these are all wrestling related. That's why I went with this.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm doing? What Mike Tyson was in the 90s, what Jersey Shore was in the early 2000s, like those things don't exist the way that they historically have.
Mhm.
Now it's Twitch,
No,
YouTube.
you're running right into it
What it?
because instead of Cyndi Lauper and Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
it's Logan Paul and I Show Speed.
Yeah.
Like people who started on the internet.
Yeah, and those.
Yeah.
But bringing those people in brings what, like this
Numbers.
And, yeah, and there's passive listener, and then there's like seeked audience, right? So they're bringing an audience that pursues their medium, right? They bring that thing to it, and that thing has more value than anything. You know, there was a time when WWE would put your hero, Van, Drew Carey, out there, and they would say, "This is good
Go on.
pro wrestling. That's your hero, Drew Carey."
Okay.
One of my favorite
Things-
Royal Rumble entrance ever, by the way.
Thingsfredsays.com.
Okay, you're going to tell. All right, how do you feel about whose line is it, anyways?
I'm indifferent.
That's not true. You're pro. How do you feel about the
Remember when there were 4 things on television? That was one of them.
Sally, you don't know this. There was a period in Van's 20s when he had a pool table in his backyard because of the Drew Carey show. Van thought it was cool.
I'm so proud of you. I am so very proud of you. I tried so hard to get a pool table in my backyard for a while. I love that show.
I mean, you tried hard to get a pool stick
you.
in your backyard.
And then Van also. Okay, I see what you did there.
It's a late bloomer,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
took me
okay.
a second. Also, you make multiple Prices Right references a day.
Oh, no, I'm just frugal. I wasn't referencing the show.
I've
I
heard.
was referencing this economy.
Just
You kidding me?
estimating prices for free.
You kidding me?
Van does the yodeling voice, unprovoked.
I paid $61 for a tank of gas.
I paid $64 for 3/4 a tank of gas the other day.
Oof.
It was heated.
Well, you bought a Dodge Ram in the 2020s.
Okay, before this war
It's
on
hybrid.
sanity that
Mhm.
we're currently in, it was a good price. Like,
Sure.
It worked out well for me. But I'm gonna tell you that, yeah, that crossing mainstream that you're talking about,
Yeah.
there are 2 things. That's one. That's a huge one, and it's finding like that audience that you know will return to you.
Yeah.
Like, if you send whoever, name a pro wrestler, if you send a pro wrestler on the Today Show, maybe it'll hit some people.
Yeah.
But if you send a pro wrestler on, and all this stuff's cheese now with Southeast Asian viewing farms
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But you send a pro wrestler to like LA Knight went on that I Show Speed and cut a
On a stream. Yeah, that's right.
a
Yeah.
bit or whatever. You're like, okay, and those numbers just keep going up forever, and it's not a 3-letter network telling you, oh, it's worth this much, and you're in this many households. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So all that stuff does super matter. And then the other one is nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because the us and the little bit older than us who now have kids and disposable income, and we want a way to connect with them because we can't name a single Pokemon outside of the original 150. Like we now want to num up all of that too, right? So you get nostalgia in the mainstream are the things that I think have put pro wrestling in this resurgence that it's currently in today. My thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I would be like, oh my God, it's basis for the Red Hot Chili Peppers Flea. And a TikTok kid would be like, who is that tiny old man?
I
There's
thought
a
he was
huge
jazz
gap
trumpet.
here.
We saw that over the weekend. Like literally today, I had to explain to kids younger than us who Chad Smith is. Because
Will Ferrell's twin brother.
yeah,
Right.
who as they've gotten older, not as twin as they used to be.
Yeah.
But because that doesn't hit anymore. And I have to explain the societal significance of Chad Smith playing with Paul McCartney
Oof.
because Paul McCartney's had the same drummer since Ringo the entire time.
Yeah.
Like that's how special and important this thing is. And it goes unmentioned, but that's the same energy we feel when we celebrate the nostalgia of Stone Cold Steve Austin when he headlines WrestleMania in Dallas against Kevin Owens to make his 4th pro wrestling or WrestleMania headlining moment. And you go, no, this is important. It's not a stupid.
Has that happened?
Yes.
Okay, it's not going to happen again.
That we don't.
Okay, that's
know.
the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. We're not looking forward to it.
So the reason why I was asking this because different levels of it. WWE at the top of the game has their superstars everywhere. Duke City Championship Wrestling is very involved with community outreach and engagement. I'd say from
engagement.
And yeah, I'm very happy.
Thank you.
The
So close to June.
The there's a few of us that went to a couple schools in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club and the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, where we got to go and talk to a bunch of young wrestlers.
Yeah.
And even those just who are part of the program.
Yeah.
And you're talking about nostalgia. A lot of times you don't know you're witnessing nostalgia until way later. And then you look back at it. Things that make a difference in their lives, we won't know until later. Where Thunder, the current Route 66 champion, went to an elementary school, gave 10 presentations about character work, professional wrestling, Duke City Championship Wrestling. And
they all do these tours. Yeah, I just saw Manny Lemons just did one too. I'm going to tell you that, pro wrestlers are entertainers. I'm going to say that to be true. And you've been in the industry forever. I've been in the industry forever. Van has been adjacent to the industry forever. Not all entertainers are quality human beings. That's true.
Yeah.
But I would say that if you put in the right work, the way that I feel Duke City Championship Wrestling has, also the way I feel the NWA does, you find people who are not just the best wrestlers, but the best blend of wrestlers and people.
There we go.
Yeah. And then once you find like that perfect combination, I've said this before when being interviewed about our product. I've said, does NWA New Mexico Duke City Championship Wrestling have the best wrestlers in the world? No.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Does NWA New Mexico Duke City Championship Wrestling have the best wrestlers for us? Yes. And it's not even close.
Agree.
Yeah, because we do.
Fine. I'll concur.
Yeah, at or near so much. Also, I'll announce it right here publicly. But I just worked the deal today. Pro Wrestling Night, NWA New Mexico, Duke City Championship Wrestling Night with the New Mexico Gutheads is November the 4th.
Stoked.
What a fun thing, right?
Stoked.
And the guys that we send out there will not be the best pro wrestlers that have ever pro wrestled in the world, but they'll be the best at commanding that crowd, working with those kids.
That's for the show.
Yeah, creating the product that we're seeking to create. We have a deal in the works right now with the soccer team in town.
Yeah.
It'll be the exact same story, to where it's let's create it, let's put it out.
So Pro Wrestling on Ice. I'm really excited about this.
You are, for a man of stature, for a sturdy dude, nimble.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be fine.
This will be fun. And I have ice right there just to in case I need to check out my ankle or my back after.
You can immediately ice yourself.
Yeah, immediately.
Not in case, but when.
When?
You're very Samoan. Like, have you ever ice skated?
Yes.
No.
I have.
When?
On accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like it was a date I was invited out to, and then I saw the food that was part of it. Then oh yeah, by the way, we're getting skates now. I'm like,
so I'm
here for the food.
You had to go across the ice to get to the barbecue, and that's how you learned how to skate.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And it's not bad. I didn't biff it once. The others did because I was like, I really wanted this food. It was
I grew up very Midwest, so it was part of growing up. Like you learned really young, and then you accidentally got good at it without realizing it. Like
sure,
it was like riding a bike where I grew up. Everyone knew how to do it.
So like for us in Thanksgiving, we had the Turkey Bowl, a pickup game of football on the field, a bunch of retired high schoolers, and everyone reliving the dream. Did you all have like a turkey cup where guys get on the ice?
Ooh, good question.
No, because it wasn't ever cold enough where I grew up for that outside kind of thing. Because we had to have, we had ice arenas. They were everywhere though. They were
but families on Thanksgiving Day would be like, all right, now the Johnsons get to come out and play for an hour. Next up are the Smiths.
There is stuff like that.
Okay. I can see that.
I do. I have vivid memories of, and it was like, I'm going to tell you it was pad free, but it like wasn't. It was, you could wear pads if you wanted. But it was, like continual half speed pickup
Yeah.
like
Okay.
like hockey kind of thing.
No checking into the wall.
Yeah,
but
none of that.
yeah, if you catch yourself alone on the ice,
Yeah,
that's your bad, bro.
yeah. And then the official was like just
Someone's
some
uncle.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
your
know.
great uncle who can't skate anymore.
And he would eventually sub in, at some point. But it was fine. It was like fun as a kid. And then like you said, you move on from it to where it's like I now live in Albuquerque. That doesn't exist here.
That culture's not here.
Yeah. And I think that's like a double interesting part about it, right? Because like the kids that go for the first time to, a New Mexico Goatheads game, they're going to maybe for the first time see pro wrestling. They're going to like,
Yeah.
it's only going to
Yeah.
like double enhance, like those kind of like core childhood memories, and then like we said, with that nostalgia aspect, you then end up associating, like if you're a parent or whatever, guardian of some sort, you end up doing your memories to that kid, right? And then building
Totally.
that connection.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it all ties together. I think it does on the popularity of it.
My favorite thing about this, Thunder was talking to me about this. He's been in wrestling so long, professional wrestling so long, where grown men coming to him are like, "Hey, I remember when I saw you when I was like 10 years old."
Oof.
And like that's something that stuck with me. I'm so happy you're still doing it, brother. And Thunder's like, I didn't realize it's been that long, But when you're doing something where a Goathead fan who's going to see professional wrestling for the first time may make an impact on them, and this may be something that they'll remember years on from now. And hopefully, as the industry continues with or without us, they can look back and, oh my gosh, that time when we saw wrestling on ice. I don't know how the show's going to look, but I saw Samoan guy being thrown from a ring onto the ice rink. And he just laid there and just.
I'll throw an idea out here, and I don't think it's going to take, but how about wrestling ice?
All right, keep going.
I'm with it. Like meet us in
The
the parking
organization, not frozen water.
lot. Like meet us in the parking lot. Let's go.
All the non-white wrestlers get the day off, and then all of the wrestlers of color, especially the brown ones,
Yeah.
they get to wrestle ice. And it's just every white wrestler in an ice outfit.
I feel like we should incorporate that into the hockey somehow
Mm.
because we're doing the tailgate, right? So it's like, how do we? And you got to be real careful when you're like on someone else's event.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like real smart about it. At the time of recording, we're about a minute away from the start of our pro wrestling watch party. We're going to grab a break. Van's going to put it on the television. When we get back, we continue this one here from Howie Sports Page. You're listening to Going Over. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Let's keep it going.
Hear me?
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. We are obviously at Howie's Sports page where we watch pro wrestling every single Monday night. And we talk the world of not just Duke City Championship Wrestling, but pro wrestling as a whole. And we're doing that with you as often as we can. Van Nunley is here. Sally Taylor is here. And Sean, help me with your last name one more time. Luganos is here. And he and I are set to meet after this with in Ism. We're going to play some video games and stuff.
Yeah.
But this whole relationship started, and Sean, I'm glad you're here a little bit early because we can talk about why, right? You're here because from a not even a front row fan standpoint, you jumped into the world of fan photography in like a really strong way. You've been in the photography game a lot of it. We didn't plan on talking about this subject, but I think it's fun to mention. Talk to us a little bit about why you would become excited about the world of still photography as it relates to pro wrestling and like the stories that it tells.
Well, originally I just started going because I was supporting a friend there. And,
Which one?
Antoine Giovanni.
Everyone hates it. Everyone hates
my
it.
God.
He's the worst.
And, you know,
One of us.
Bottom tier.
hey, when it comes down to it, you know, a show is only good as the villain that's behind it.
Okay, that's a classic Batman situation. But I'm following you there.
Absolutely. But I, you know, went there to support him and started just watching the shows and realizing there's just a lot there, and started taking some photos and originally of him and realizing that you can't just not take photos of everything else.
Yeah.
There's so much there. And even though I'm not taking it in a videography standpoint, just stills, there is that story, as you say, weaving that story in the still images.
Yeah.
And it gives you little bits and pieces that you can enjoy afterwards, the highlights of it.
Talk to us a little bit about why, because your stuff on the social media as you post it, it does really well. Like, is it a new fan base for you? Because that's what kind of put you on our radar was we were getting all these notifications that you're putting out stuff. And I'm like, well, we get a lot of notifications that people are putting out stuff. No big deal. We don't care. We click through and it's like, oh, you're getting interactions as well. Like, what about like capturing those still images of pro wrestling? Have you been able to isolate that fans have responded to?
You know, the whole social media posting, and that's all actually pretty new to me when it comes to Instagram. You go and check my account. It's only goes back a couple months.
Yeah.
And it literally starts with one photo of my cat and then all of the wrestling shows.
Van's Instagram.
You're familiar with the internet.
I am familiar with
You
the
start
internet.
with cat videos, the next thing you know,
Exactly.
boom.
Yeah. No, it's just been a slow progression for me, but it's a progression nonetheless. A lot of it is just being introduced to other wrestlers and tagging them in their stuff. And if they like it, they share it. So, perfect example. And it gains traction. I just try to see what people are liking and do more of that.
Good answer.
When you're looking through that camera, are you like trying to anticipate a moment? Are you just taking it all in and trying to capture something while you're watching yourself?
So part of the benefit of the vantage point I'm taking, so I'm not, you know, in the nosebleed seats and I'm not in the pit there with the other photographers. I'm kind of in the middle ground there, but it puts me at a right good vantage point to see the whole ring.
Yeah.
The way I shoot, I tend to shoot a little wide and then crop in afterwards. One of the benefit of not shooting on physical film anymore.
Okay.
Digital has opened up a whole new world where you can just capture a lot of it and then pick and choose the moment afterwards. But I do try to anticipate what's coming down, seeing the way the wrestlers are moving, how they're interacting in the ring, and then just setting up shots. Sometimes you punch in a little harder because you know something good's coming, and then you can really focus on it afterwards.
Well, let me piggyback on that a little bit, because what you just said, you're not in the nosebleeds, you're not in the camera pit. It seems like you're taking a vantage point from the people who are actually there watching. So a lot of your pictures would be from the fans' eye level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fair point right there. And it is a good one, especially at the El Rey. The El Rey is that position where I'm at is fantastic because it puts you almost exactly on the same level as the ring. So when people are fighting around the ring, you can actually look into it, you know, down in that pit area. Or when they're in the ring, you're just kind of eye level with them. It's just fantastic.
I gotta say, Sean captured what I like to say could be the best photo of me. It's the black and red when I'm just like on the corner, and
That's one of my favorites too.
I love it so much. So you're shooting in high resolution, right? So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm using a crop sensor camera.
Okay.
I don't shoot full frame. I like the extra reach that a smaller camera gives me. It's easier to move around. Battery lasts longer. I can take more images and then cull through them afterwards to really just kind of pin down what I want to get.
that's really cool.
So how many photos do you grab? Like and like what are some indicators of things you just throw out immediately?
Oh God. On average, it's been growing per show as I get more comfortable with just being able to hit the shutter button.
Mhm.
Like I said, I came from actual shooting film where you had 36 exposures to a roll.
Yep.
And even if you're shooting a wedding, you are maybe going through 4 rolls of film. It's not a lot of photos.
Yeah.
At a show now, like on average, it's a couple hours long.
Yeah.
I'm shooting 2,000 shots maybe.
Oh, wow.
many.
Yeah, and I mean it's a lot, but with all the sports going down, I mean all that movement and being able to shoot sequentially, you can stand on the shutter and just pop off a whole string of shots.
Nice.
Missed focus is one of those things that I'll just
Yeah.
throw out right off the bat. Anything that's just composition is just absolutely wrong, or it's a little too blurry. Sometimes you just look at something and compositionally it looks fine, but it's just not interesting to look at. And if it's not interesting, who wants to look at it?
Sure.
These are super good notes. So you're talking about obviously coming from the world of creating film. I know you a little bit personally. You've worked some commercial stuff. You've done some film. You've done some other things. Is photography, do you feel it's as vital as capturing like full story stuff, or do you feel it's like ancillary and supportive? Like, how do you rank it specifically as it relates to pro wrestling as importance of media?
I want to say all media is viable.
Yeah.
And everything has a purpose. Everything has a strong point. You know, we like video because we can see it, the movement.
Sure.
With stills, it's capturing that one moment in time and kind of, if you were there, reliving it and using that as a catalyst. And if you weren't there, it kind of makes you want to be there because you're trying to catch
I like
those
that.
high flavor moments, that moment of like pinnacle. You don't necessarily know exactly what came before it or what comes after it,
Yeah.
but you can see it there, and it kind of makes you excited.
So, like, do you have I don't know how to phrase this, catalog favorites? Do you have an album of like because obviously you worked in film and theater and all these other things too, but do you have that in the world of pro wrestling where you're like, this is my pro wrestling role?
Very, very like keeping it with just NWA New Mexico. We're very fortunate to work with a lot of people with great eyes and great equipment to capture really cool moments. I love action shots. I love action moments that have been captured so well where like even you see the pain, you see the reaction, you see the blood, you see the sweat, you see the tears. I love those. So whenever I'm on set and I see a good on-set photographer who is able to capture really, really gritty moments like that, those are the moments I look forward to seeing when people put together something, when people are looking to put things out there for others to see. I'm not a big fan of posing for pictures. I'm not a big fan of that because a lot of times those moments feel inauthentic. So I love moments where it just looks and feels gritty and real. Action shots, actually I come from stills photography myself, and like having to deal with lighting, depth of field, you're trying to make it look, a lot of times what you see, what equipment you have is not the same thing that you can show.
It's interesting you're talking about lighting because I think that's the thing as I look around indies across the country.
Yeah.
I guess also the world, we're primarily the country. A lot of the photos they put up are like fan cam stuff.
Yeah.
You get a lot of like front row fans. You get a lot of that kind of, which is fine. I mean, you work with what you have. I'm not trying to say forget them, but I'm going to say a thing that I think is so very important and interesting about the El Rey is the lighting at the El Rey because we have such dynamic lighting.
Yes.
And if it's like your entrance, for example, is a lot of tones of red, right? It has a lot of bunch of stuff going on. I can give you other Pretty City Express. Obviously, there's a lot of purple. There's a lot of bright lights with Hobo Hank because fans want to see each other cheering, and then include themselves in that. So I think that to me is my favorite or most important part of whenever we do capture stills is being able to say, hey, there's more going on than what's just in the frame of this thing. I think if that even translates as a sentence that makes sense because of that specific lighting and coloring possibilities that not to go too inside pro wrestling, but like the El Rey and Bridget and those provide, because it's almost unique to all of them. Almost.
It adds so much to the presentation.
Yeah.
Sean has I would say my second favorite photo and it's of Antoine Giovanni when he's in center of the ring and Bridget did a brilliant stroke right on top of him, making him look like the bloody demigod he is.
He's an Adonis.
and like it is a beautifully perfect captured moment that captures the presentation, how we utilize the beautiful historic El Rey here for BCCW. And really, really great job on capturing said moment. But that speaks to Antoine, where he's able to like allow a moment be a moment, where he can let people, he allows himself to be presented instead of rushing towards the next thing. And that's one of the things I'm really proud of our show. Like we have people that knows how to work moments.
It's multiple tiers of that, so you're very correct. Now, I got one. You said you take thousands of photos to the show. How come you don't have a single good one of Van?
Good question. Yeah, excellent question. I'm so damn pretty. I got a pretty mama. It's such a photographable
It's like
face.
a personal thing.
Well, now that
He
you
doesn't
mention
show up during the pre-show.
Oh,
That's why.
okay.
Yeah, that's generally
He's
what
out
it
in the
comes down
alley
to.
stretching, getting ready,
I
get his
get it.
equipment right.
No, it's more like I'm waiting. I'm
Lubing.
waiting in line, hoping to get my normal spot every single time.
It's so funny you just said that, because I thought about that at the last show, because you're definitely the first one in the building. And then I'm thinking
Second or
when-
third usually.
Yeah, and I'm like, when do you pee? I'm like, you're in that spot the whole time.
Intermission.
That's
Well, it depends.
These like creatures of habit. They all go back to it. I have a second favorite pro wrestling. Oh, sorry to cut you off, man.
No, go for it.
My second favorite one is not wrestlers. My second favorite shot is fans.
Sure.
Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh! Like a fan reaction to like a thing is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like seeing whenever often, and you have a couple of these, Sean. So I'm actually talking about you, but I'm talking about everyone. When Hobo Hank is standing on top of a chair and he's downing a drink, not just into his mouth, but over his entire body, to watch the fans around him, mouths like gapped open, trying to catch some spritz coming off of Hobo Hank,
That's so good.
is as good as anything in pro. It's
a Michelangelo painting.
Yeah, it's Renaissance.
R/ accidental Renaissance.
I was gonna say it's channeling the soul of the event.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, bloody said. I have this photo that I'm proud of when it was with another company where Jacob invited me in, and I was a few blocks away. And Jacob, heat magnet he is, he's on the top rope yelling at someone in the crowd, and it's just Jacob versus versus a sea of crowd, and like you see a bunch of people flipping him off. I love those moments. You capture those really well.
That stuff is sweet. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Well, Sean, thank you for sitting down with us. Like I said, we didn't have a real plan for this, but talk about how important all the mediums are in this game that is pro wrestling.
Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If it puts it out there for everyone else, the shows grow and just more opportunity.
Yeah.
Should we call you the people's POV?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
I like that.
POV I always thought was a sex thing. That's not a sex thing.
It just stands for point of view.
Yeah.
It could be.
Oh,
I mean, it's not like I'm sitting in a chair in the corner.
It predates sex by minutes.
The internet's old.
As we
Or the
said,
people's eye.
As we sit here at Howie Sports Page, we are wrapping it up as the NNism guys are here. Obviously, you can join us every single Monday night for Pro Wrestling Watch Parties, video games, and fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me on, gentlemen.
Yeah, final words, boys, before we cut this one loose.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to lose at some video games right now. Let's go, baby.
I'm right there, right in front of you.
You're kind of a
Taking losses.
sleeper in Tekken.
No, man, these guys are taking me to task, man.
Sean, you don't know this, but last week I learned one move, and I used it to beat Van in 3 consecutive matches, and I've told a lot of people since.
The classic cheese.
Hey, Fred doesn't win often, as you can see.
He mashed a button and hit the forward button as well. Great technique.
Hey,
Yeah.
if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a big power guy.
For those out there who know Tekken, it wasn't even Eddie Gordo.
That's my guy.
And for those of us that don't know Tekken, congratulations on not being a virgin.
On everyone at this table, yeah, man.
Now, hold on. I'm the middle sliver in that Venn diagram.
For Sean, for Van, for Saleh, for myself. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.